So my question to the panel, but particularly to those in OPEC, are the major producers umbrellaed under OPEC Plus motivated by either making hay while the sun shines, getting as many dollars as they can, or exercising strategic diversification by supporting Russia in the belief that it will prevail in the illegal invasion?
Thank you. And Nick Crawford.
Thank you, John. In her keynote speech yesterday evening, Ursula von der Leyen highlighted the role that the Gulf states have to play in providing clean fuels, including hydrogen, to Europe in future. So what concrete steps can be taken between Gulf states and governments in Europe, North America, and elsewhere to cement new relationships around these clean fuels? How can they create a more predictable environment for investments in this area? How can European governments be better friends to the Gulf states in the energy transition more generally?
Participant Sheikh Shalom.
Thank you, Dr. Shamil. I'd like to address the question before last about OPEC Plus question, rather. That intervention had two questions, and my answer to those two questions is no and no. So I don't know why it's so hard for people to understand that the OPEC Plus decision was purely made on economic grounds. We did not take that decision to make more money, and we did not take that decision rather to support Russia. We took that decision to ensure stability in the oil market. So to the person that asked that question, I'd like to pose a question to you. How would you feel if there was a lot of insecurity in the oil market come next year, with prices all over the place and supply unpredictable? How would you feel? We in OPEC Plus and OPEC, we took a very smart decision based on economic numbers to ensure stability in the oil market. And it's beyond me why we have to keep coming back to this point and stressing it. We have a responsibility as oil-producing countries. We have a responsibility to the producers and consumers. We don't like instability in the oil market. We don't like unpredictability in the oil market. We work together as a group to ensure that the oil market is stable. And that's what we did. Thank you.
My question is to their excellencies, the representatives of Kuwait and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. You spoke eloquently, especially Your Excellency Sheikh Abdullah al-Sabah, of the urgency with which the world needs to both address climate change, but also ensure that short-term energy needs are met. The emergence of technological nationalism, the tendency to weaponize technology, set up barriers to the circulation of technology, poses a grave threat, a grave risk and threat to the ability of the Gulf states to tap and develop fully their clean energy potential. What strategies do you intend to use to be able to mitigate the risk of technological nationalism and to be able to overcome those barriers to acquiring the technology that we need in order to fully transition into the clean energy sector? Thank you.
Response is Sheikh Shalom first. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Chipper. I'd like to tackle the first question about tech nationalism. So I'm going to take you all back to 1991 when my country was liberated from the Iraqi invasion. Do you all remember the fires that were set ablaze on our oil fields? There were 700 some very, very damaging oil fires going on there. The point I want to make is that at that time, black snow fell on the Himalayas because of the soot from the oil fires. So when we talk about tech nationalism, I mean, that does not make any sense to me. Take a look at our globe. I mean, our Earth, our blue Earth, has a very thin layer of oxygen around it. Now, who has a monopoly on that? Look, if one country is clean, and another country across the globe is not, the first country is not clean. We share one environment. We share one atmosphere. We share one planet. How does it make sense to have tech nationalism? Doesn't make sense at all. We all have to work together. We all have to share our tech. We all have to share our expertise. Or I have news for you. It's not going to work. Country A can be very, very clean, can be zero emission, zero carbon footprint. If a country next door is not zero carbon footprint, country A is not going to be zero. So, I mean, that to me is a very obvious question. If we don't work together, it's not going to work, period. Thank you.